So in our tech class at the Miami Valley School, we decided to take the Strength Finders 2.0 strengths test, and my top five themes were individualization, relator, developer, competition, and context. And I'd like to go over those with you and share the strengths and weaknesses of both. So my first one is individualization. And it says that people who are especially talented in the individualization theme are intrigued with the unique qualities of each person. They have a gift for figuring out how people work and how different people work together productively. And I think this is really how I work, because I like to get to know that person and draw logical conclusions and broaden my knowledge base. And I like to let people benefit from my sound reasoning and logical assessment of opportunities, problems, regulations, policies, or proposed solutions. And I like to listen to other people's emotions so I can get to know them better and help them work better towards our common goal. But this can also be a downfall, because I could lose sight of the end goal and the bigger picture because I get too focused on the individual person and trying to further them, and it can be hindering to the group's final goal and project in itself. My second strength is relator, and it also goes along with the strength of individualization in the way that I like to get to know people and enjoy close relationships with them, and I find deep satisfaction in working hard with friends to achieve a goal. And it's nice, and I find it nice that I can get to know people on a one-on-one basis, and it's easier for me to do that than get involved with a large group of people. And I like to share my knowledge with my novice players on a team, my fellow students, teammates, or my associates at work or just in life. And I also feel very gratified by individuals who improve personally or professionally, and I like to be busy and simply performing routine tasks to keep myself busy. And when I have nothing to do, sometimes I'll even find something to do. Sitting around and wasting time doesn't really go along with me. But this can also be a downfall because, again, I can lose sight of the end goal by getting to know somebody or focusing on the individual person and not the group too much. And it's hard, and I can also have to be doing something all the time, and it might be something that's not furthering the project goal and the end goal of the group. And my third strength is as a developer, and the definition of that is people who are especially talented in the developer theme recognize and cultivate potential in others, and they spot signs of each small improvement and derive satisfaction from these improvements. So this also goes along with the first two strengths, in the same fact that I like to get to know people on a personal level and try to work with them to better themselves in order to be a good leader and further our project goal again. And it also says that there's a special gift of mine is to help people grow personally and professionally. It also makes me feel good about when they do good, because I know that I had a big part in that, or I could have had a big part in that, and it makes me feel accomplished for their accomplishments as well as mine. And I like to try to inspire people by telling them what they can do well and what they can do differently and how can they improve upon themselves. And I like to make sure that they do their best in life and best in the project as well. And this can be a downfall the same way as the other two are, that I lose sight of the end goal and what's really important in the group or the project by focusing too much on the individual and trying to get them to better themselves while spending too much time on that and not enough time on the actual project. The fourth strength is competition. It's defined as people who are especially talented in the competition theme measure their progress against the performance of others, and they strive to win first place and revel in contests. And this really doesn't go along with the first three at first glance, because it's putting myself in front of others. But if you go into it, it's my drive to win and drive to be better that I can also relate to other people and help them have a drive to win and help them be better, and trying to get to the win and get to be the better person that you can be, and the best project or the best group in the class. And I very much enjoy a good competition, but I don't play to have fun. I like to play to win because I'm very driven to win. But this can be a downfall too, because I lose sight of everybody else and all their needs and wants, and I just go for what I want and need and win, and push other people out of the way for my own means and ends, and that can be bad for group morale. And the fifth and final strength is context. It's defined as people who are especially talented in the context theme enjoy thinking about the past. They understand the present by teaching and researching its history. And I really like this because I really do like going back through history and reading like timelines and things that certain groups or people did right, and the same thing with what they did wrong, so I can learn from those mistakes and successes. And I like to go back and see what I would have done in that situation. Like through history, I like to go back and do all that. And there's a quote by George Santana's warning that says, "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." So this goes along with all four of the previous strengths, because it helps me go back through a person's history for the first three and go back and see what they've done well and what they've done poorly, and I can build on both of those to help them do better what they already do well, and help them do better for what they are lacking in. So I can go back or I can just help them in general in the group. And it also helps me with the competition strength, because it helps me go back and see what people did right and wrong in the past, and it helps me build on my strengths and helps me win. And this can be a downfall, because I could be stuck too much in the past without realizing what's going on now and what's going to happen in the future, and I can be hard to get out of the past once you're into it, and I can miss certain opportunities that would help me now instead of researching what could help me instead. So these all really come together to be what I think are really good leadership qualities: is getting to know people on a personal level, developing relationships, relating to people, and having a good sense of competition to help be a leader. And the context strength is to help go back and be a safe leader, so not to do anything stupid. And that's my themes, and I hope you enjoyed.